So I had this woman, she was a high performer. She wanted to get all these different things in her life in order. And one thing she really struggled with was her weight. And she was over 400 pounds. She was a really big woman, okay? And she tried all these different weight loss programs, eating, diets, exercise stuff. And she was struggling. It just wouldn't work. So she got to the point where she was like, Richard, you're my last resort. Can you help me? I said, all right. I said, but if you do my program, I'm not going to work harder on your weight loss than you do yourself. And I said, if I don't see results, I'm not going to help you and waste my time. She's like, okay, no, I'm going to do it. I said, all right, because I know my program works. 3 weeks into it, we measure again and it didn't work. So I said, okay, I'm not going to work with you anymore. She starts crying. I said, look, I told you. And she's like, yeah, but I don't know why. I'm just having a hard time. I said, when did this start? When did you start gaining weight? Like, how old were you? Because I understand that even weight loss or addictions or whatever, those things are not the problem. It's a symptom of the problem. So I wanted to find the roots. I said, okay, when did this start? And she goes, well, she was like 20 something. I said, what happened? And when I asked that question, like this dark cloud came into the room where I go, oh, so I pushed the button. I found the roots, right? I said, what happened? And she was actually raped. And this man poured battery acid on her face. And she did have discoloring right here. I just never asked why. And I was like, oh, I said, well, this is why you can't lose weight. She's like, what does that have to do with anything? I said, because your brain created this defense mechanism that says like, I'm just going to gain weight. And that way people are not attracted to me and that will never happen to me because that was such a painful thing. Your brain had to come up with some kind of defense mechanism. And she was like, I never thought about it that way. I said, yeah. I go, are you ready to deal with it? She's like, well, yeah. Well, you're going to need to forgive. Of course, she has more defense mechanisms, and one of them was anger. She goes, didn't you just hear what I said? He raped me. He ruined my life. Like all this anger come out, like where she's like spitting in my face. She's like angry, and I understand that I just pushed a button. She's scared. So I'm just watching. I'm like, are you done? Yeah. I'm like, well, okay, then go home. Keep being a slave to this guy. I'm not a slave. I go, yeah. I go, look what it's doing to you. He doesn't care about you. He's not thinking about you. He does not even care. And here he is controlling your life. Just go home. Oh, I never thought about it that way. So I ended up helping her to see that forgiveness is not like saying it's okay or you need to go be best friends, but it's for her. It's for her brain, for her heart to be able to heal. She ended up doing it. I take her through this method I have. She got this healing. And over the next couple of years, she lost over 200 pounds. She kept it off. She called me like 5 years later just to let me know, hey, Richard, I just want to thank you because it changed my life. I'm running marathons. I'm riding bikes with my kids, and it just changed quality of my life. And this is because of a root thing. And a lot of us have these things, and we think that all these habits